assisted by Brother Tim Cargle, and their source material is taken from the Glossary of the New World Translation, page 1694, and the theme is, what is the meaning of Caesar?
Hey Tony, how are you today?
I'm doing good, Tim. What's going on?
Well, you know what, Tony? I wanted to see if you can help me out with this return visit that I had with this gentleman. He was asking me, who is this Caesar that the Bible talks about?
So how did this conversation come about, Tim?
Well, we were actually talking about taxes and how it felt like we just did them. And he was worried that he was going to have to pay the government back. So he's thinking about lying and claiming some dependencies that weren't his, so he wouldn't have to pay him back.
So what'd you tell him?
I told him you need to pay back Caesar the things that Caesar. And that's when he asked me, who in the world is Caesar, and what does that mean?
What did you answer him?
I told him it was a phrase in the Bible that Jesus himself used when someone needed to pay their dues. And he asked me if I could show him in his Bible where the Caesar was mentioned. At that moment, I couldn't remember, so I told him I would come back after I did some research.
Well, first, Tim, good job, on going back and doing some research, and now you're getting ready to go back. Well, how about, since you have your tablet, I have mine. Let's go ahead and take a look at page 1692 in the back of the Bible, there at the Glossary of Bible Terms. And that word Caesar is there. If you notice on page 1694, on the letter C right there. Would you like to read that?
Sure. It says, a Roman family name that became a title for the Roman emperors Augustus, Tiberius, and Claudius are mentioned by name in the Bible. And though Nero is not mentioned by name, it applies to him as well. Caesar is also used in the Christian Greek scriptures to represent civil authority or the state.
Thank you, Tim. So according to this word Caesar, what does it mean, or what does it represent?
Well, it says it is the name of a Roman family that became a title for the Roman emperors.
Excellent. So how about the latter part? What does that say?
It says that Caesar is used to represent civil authority or the state.
If you notice, Tim, there are two scriptures there at the bottom. Mark chapter 12, verses 17, and Acts chapter 25, verse 12. How about if we take a look at each one by one, and let Jehovah give us the answer to the meaning of Caesar. Let's take a look at first here at Mark 12, verse 17. Can you please read that, Tim?
Jesus then said, pay back Caesar's things to Caesar, but God's things to God. And they were amazed at him.
Very good. Well, Tim, here you are. The scripture you quoted your return visit from. Now, this is where you can begin. Show him the scripture, and then help him to see the bigger picture by reading verses 14, 15, and 16. Is there a point that you can bring out from verse 14 regarding the conversation you had with him regarding the taxes?
Yes, on the latter part of 14, it does ask the question, is it lawful to pay head tax to Caesar or not?
Very good. Now you can help him to recognize that this head tax was needed to be paid to someone. How about on the latter part of verse 15 and verse 16? What point can you bring out from there?
Well, Tony, in these verses, it talks about a denarius or a coin and an image on this coin. And it points out that the image on the coin is Caesar's.
Very good. So what do you think about our coins that we have today? What images do we see on them? What kind of people are on them?
You know what, Tony? Many of them are of presidents or people with authority.
Very good. Hopefully, now, Tim, you can help them understand that Caesar is a title for the Roman emperors in a Roman family. People with authority, just like the ones in our coins. Let's take a look now at right here in Acts chapter 25, verse 12. Can you read that again, please, Tim?
Then Festus, after speaking with the assembly of counselors, replied, to Caesar you have appealed, to Caesar you will go.
Once again, Tim, what can we bring out from the scripture?
Well, I can show my return visit that the word Caesar is referring to someone, and that someone else was appealing or making an urgent request to see him. But for me to prove that, I would have to start from the beginning of the chapter to show him the whole picture of this account.
Very good. Just to give you an idea, when somebody's appealed, it's most likely talking something to do with the court system. But when you read the chapter, it's going to give you the better picture. So like that, you can show them, hopefully, what the meaning of Caesar is, and help him to make the right decision. Do you think you're going to be able to help him out now?
And with the help of Jehovah and you helping me out, I think I will be able to give him the correct meaning of Caesar. Hey, Tony, would you be able to join me on this return visit?
You know what, Tim? I would love to. But how about if you make a prayer before we head out?
Sounds good, Tony.
I want to thank you, Brother Ortiz.